I want to apologize for just being so angry and so bitter over the family breakup.
This week on Sister Wives, the unthinkable happens. Kody Brown officially launches what I can only call his national apology tour. And let's be honest, TLC's editing department deserves an Emmy for unintentional comedy because the way they rolled it out, it looked like they were promoting a full-blown concert tour. All we were missing were stadium dates and VIP meet and greet passes. I was waiting for them to flash Kody Brown, the I'm Sorry tour. Limited seats available, but then episode 11 hits us with something even more shocking. Something I genuinely did not think we'd witness in 2025. Janelle Brown with a tear. An actual tear. And when that woman cries, that's not reality TV drama. That's a seismic emotional event. The episode description sets the tone immediately. Kody travels to North Carolina to apologize to Janelle, though she's not convinced he's there for the reasons he claims. Meanwhile, Meri steps wildly out of her comfort zone by attending a singles event in Las Vegas, which, side note, why is she dating in Vegas when she lives in Utah? What is going on there? That whole storyline stresses me out, but we'll revisit it. And then there's Christine, the undisputed queen of emotional liberation and pickleball champion of the world, casually chatting with David during a match about Kody wanting to meet. And of course, she's going to go through with it because it's on the official apology tour checklist. Kody is hitting every stop whether people want him there or not. So basically, we've got emotional whiplash. Meri's speed dating like she's auditioning for a reboot of The Bachelor, Polygamy Edition, and Christine being roped into yet another awkward interaction with her ex for the sake of closure, cameras, or both. In other words, classic TLC chaos. Then the US weekly preview drops. And oh boy, Robyn Brown cracks. A producer asks her how she'd feel if one of the wives ever wanted to come back to the family. And we all know which wife they were referring to. Not Christine. Definitely not Meri. The only one with even a microscopic possibility of being story relevant, Janelle, but Robyn? She absolutely short circuits. She freezes, refuses to answer, looks anxious, and mutters this cryptic line, "Hope is a dangerous thing sometimes." What does that even mean? Because if she's implying she's hoping someone returns, that's wild. Especially when the someone in question is Janelle, who cannot stand her. And Robyn knows Janelle cannot stand her. These two mix like oil and vinegar left out in the desert sun. Robyn pretending the door is open? That is wild fantasyland energy. There is no timeline, not in this universe or the next, where Janelle signs up to be Robyn's sister wife again. Too much has happened. Too much betrayal. Too much resentment baked into too many years. That breach didn't just burn. It evaporated into dust. So Robyn whispering about hope? I don't know if she's being mysterious for the cameras or she's genuinely spiraling, but it was definitely a strange moment. Then the People magazine teaser hits, and we get something even weirder. Kody shows up in North Carolina with a list. This man brought an itemized list of apologies. Who is this, and what has he done with Kody Brown? He sits down with Janelle, looks her in the eyes, and immediately says, "I want to apologize, and I brought a list. Kody Brown, reading apologies like they're bullet points in a staff meeting, he apologizes for being bitter, angry, and someone Janelle barely recognized. And she agrees. Because, let's be real, the rage he unleashed during the divorce seasons? You could have plugged Coyote Pass into that man and powered the entire compound. Then Janelle opens up about something painfully real. She admits that trying to hold their enormous family together, the kids, the chaos, the constant problem solving, caused their actual marriage to fade into the background. And that makes sense. When you're juggling 18 kids, 4 wives, and a collapsing family dynamic, the romantic part of the relationship, it's the first thing to disappear, and then comes the moment everyone waited for. Kody backtracks on the nuclear statement he made seasons ago, the one where he flat out claimed he never loved his ex-wives. He now says it was said out of pain, out of anger, out of hurt. And Janelle, soft-hearted even after everything, believes him. You can see it. Her shoulders drop. She repeats, "I knew it. I knew it," because deep down, she always believed their marriage had been real. She wasn't like the others. She and Kody operated like partners, running a functional household for decades. They had something real, and she knows it, but then you see her mind working. Why is he doing this? Is this a genuine apology, or does he want something more? Could he actually be testing the waters of reconciliation, honestly? If Kody had ever approached her like this, with humility, with remorse, with actual accountability, before everything collapsed, I truly believe they would still be together. Because one thing has always been clear, Janelle loved that man. Whether she still does or whether it's something she's trying to bury, there's a connection there that was never fully broken. But he offered her nothing for years. Not kindness, not partnership, not even bare minimum emotional support. And now he shows up with a list? Meanwhile, in real life, Janelle's on a totally different path. She's building her new dream home right across from Maddie in North Carolina. But the plot twist? They think they've found a bear den on the property. A whole bear den. If that was me, I'd be packing the car and driving north with no forwarding address. But apparently the Browns are braver than I am, or at least far more committed to their land still. What does one do with a bear den on their soon-to-be property? What's the next step? Because that alone is enough for a whole spin-off show. Asterisk, and look, this whole bear den situation becomes even more intense when you factor in the kids. Imagine trying to build your forever home while wondering if a literal bear is curled up 15 feet from where you plan to put your kitchen. That's not just stressful, that's nightmare fuel. But then comes the second big update. The infamous fifth wheel has officially arrived. Yes, that fifth wheel. The rolling symbol of Janelle reaching her breaking point at Coyote Pass, the monument to her saying, "I'm done waiting for a man who promises big things and delivers nothing." That fifth wheel has now made its way to North Carolina, and when she posted about it, she wrote something so raw, so vulnerable, that it hit me right in the chest. Whenever something is new and hard to work through, I want to give up and look for someone to rescue me. But then I remember I can do hard things. That right there? Queen behavior. That is a woman who rebuilt her entire identity after years of emotional neglect. That's a woman who no longer wants to be saved because she finally recognizes she can save herself, and in the most Janelle-coded move ever. SHE also admitted she used chat to troubleshoot the electrical setup because she refuses to depend on the men in the family anymore. I laughed, but honestly, it's iconic. It's the perfect embodiment of her independence arc. She's done waiting, done hoping, done being dismissed. She's solving her own problems now, with or without Kody Brown. But then, the update that broke everyone's heart this week, Kody's been on a media run promoting his appearance on Special Forces. And to be fair, he performed well on that show. Physically, mentally, he showed up. But during interviews, when pressed about his kids and what he's doing to rebuild those shattered relationships, he gives the same line over and over. He reaches out, and they slap his hand away, but he keeps trying, keeps reaching back out. That's his narrative. But then, silence breaks. Someone who never speaks publicly, someone who carries more pain than most of us can imagine, Meri's child, Leon, and what they wrote was devastating. Let me be so effing clear. I have not heard from that man since my brother killed himself. Kody blatantly blew me off at Garrison's funeral. He is a liar. He is a joke of a father. Those words hit like a punch to the chest. That is not something you say lightly. That is not a heat-of-the-moment reaction. Those are the words of someone who has been deeply wounded repeatedly by the man who was supposed to protect them. And the part that absolutely crushed me, Leon didn't call him dad. They called him that man. That tells you everything you need to know about where that relationship stands. So while TLC is packaging Kody's apology tour with fancy graphics and dramatic music, the real apology tour the one that actually matters, still hasn't happened. Not with the wives, not with the audience, not with producers. But with his children. And that part of the Brown family story is still painfully unresolved. So there you have it. The on-screen apology tour kicks off this week. The previews are chaotic, and the real-life updates? They're heartbreaking, complicated, and deeply telling. The Brown family saga keeps spiraling, and honestly, it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more breakdowns, more analysis, and more emotional deep dives into the world of Sister Wives, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.